Getting counterpicked in Dota sucks, but with the right plan, every game can become easy. In this video, I will explain how to deal with hard matchups. To talk about counterpicks, I don't think I would be able to find a better game than the one I've had 2 weeks ago. My team consists of Pugna, Skywrath and Medusa, wet dream of every Antimage player. To run this off, we have Invoker and Magnus, and while both heroes aren't awful against Antimage, they definitely aren't hunt counters for him like, let's say, Legion Commander is. Counterpick doesn't mean doomed, it just means the game plan changes. Because it was a last pick, Antimage ended up being mid lane. While this might not seem ideal for him, not dealing with either Pugna or Sky on the lane is actually a good outcome. Why? While both heroes struggle against AM in the late game, one thing they can do is put up pressure on the hero and not allow him to farm. In that sense, Antimage is pretty happy to be laning against Invoker, a matchup that is definitely not conventional, but pretty good one overall. So Radiant ends up with Sven as a carry and Axe offlane, a very good combo for Antimage. While their heroes aren't really good in the game, as Pugna deals with them really well, the Crepify on Axe nullifies his spins and Sven is heavily reliant on being able to hit people. This is a free game for Antimage as long as he's got initiation on his side. Dynamics here are very interesting. Both Sven and Axe pretty much act like offlane role for this AM, who's supposed to be the real carry. Let's skip to that moment. When we see the last hit chart, Antimage is sitting at the top and he's about to get a kill on Invoker. His lane is fine, so is Medusa's. Up until this point, life is great. If both heroes have the same amount of farm, Antimage is happy. After he gets the kill, Regen Rune spawns on bot, and from this point, it should be quick Battle Fury into Manta Ganims. When he has these items, all he needs to do is just kill enemies over and over. In the end, 4 heroes of my team will die as long as he jumps with items like this. Timing. This is the crucial point of this video. To deal with counterpicks, you need to understand what is the timing where the game has the biggest disproportions in terms of relative strength of the heroes. What do I mean by that? Well, when Antimage gets his Aganims, that means when he jumps in, he's instantly gonna burn 20% of the mana and prevent that hero from getting any of it for the next 6 seconds. Combined with Manta and his mana burn ability, he's going to be able to burn all the mana from any hero in 2 seconds. Considering we've got 3 mana bombs, as Sky, Pugna and Medusa all have huge mana pools, and Antimage's ultimate deals damage based on that, that means if he gets to that timing, the game is going to be borderline impossible to win. When you understand enemy timing, that means you both to have delay it and also address it as good as you can. Delaying it is simple, just hunt him as much as you can, ruin his lane if possible, it wasn't in this game, and just make sure that instead of getting Manta at 17 minutes, he's going to get it few minutes later. In the end, we deal with other enemy heroes quite well, but the only one that actually matters here is Antimage. Dota is a snowball game, and Antimage is even more based on that. Sooner you get one item, it allows you to farm faster, kill more, and get more items. And by addressing the timing, I mean get into best possible stance to counter it. This means both as a team and as a hero. If Antimage jumps Medusa with his timing that we mentioned before, which is Battle Fury, Manta and Aganims, he's still going to lack a lot of things, but if he gets a good mana void off, he doesn't even mind dying. To prevent a good mana void, you have some options, but most of them are suboptimal. First, you could be hiding on the map and trying to not let him use his ultimate. This sounds okay, but the problem with that is the lead will grow, as this matchup doesn't get that much better as the game goes, and then you're also delaying your own items by not showing on the lanes and farming inefficiently. Other options are BKB and Linken's. While this helps you with Antimage directly, again, he doesn't mind it. If you want to delay the game, he's happy to farm his own BKB and just get in without worrying about anything. There's the last timing you need to consider, and this is the key item, Butterfly. It is good for 2 reasons. First, Antimage, in order to get a good mana void off, needs to hit you a bunch of times, and Butterfly makes you miss 35% of the attacks. But even more importantly, this is an offensive item, which is the key to deal with counterpicks like this one. If you understand the certain matchups like this one, in most cases you're on a big timer. There are some different ones, but let's put it this way. In Medusa vs Antimage, until very late game where more things come into play and the game becomes way too random to analyze, Antimage beyond 3 items is always going to be stronger against her. His skills are directly countering the most important thing about her power, ability to tank a lot of damage. That means with every minute, he's gonna be getting stronger than she is. But if you manage to end the game early, it won't matter. If you get the early Butterfly, you are able to both fight with Antimage at least somewhat reliably, but also push the buildings as enemies have no answer to that. I was talking about team stance as well. We, as a team, had to understand that we're on a timer. I kept talking about that to my team, that we need to group up early and take all the buildings before Antimage gets strong. Until a certain point, we were trying to create chaos and get pickups on the map, but when the time comes, we will group up and take every possible tower. And for my lower MMR viewers that already think, this won't apply to my bracket. At higher levels, AM knows exactly when to fight, but in lower MMR pubs, he will often try to fight too much, and you can punish that way easier. Now, with all the talk behind us, let's see how it looks in practice. Here we can see how Antimage wants to get a free kill on me, as I'm playing Skywrath. Fortunately for me, Invoker is ready and we managed to punish him. While AM shouldn't be fighting there, this guy is 10k MMR, so it's not like he doesn't understand this dynamic. However, he didn't see the Invoker chipping there to the bot lane, and this is the only way this fight doesn't end up a disaster for us. Lots of good things had to happen in this game, and this fight is a great example. Invoker knows that we cannot afford to either farm or lose fights, and that's why he's rotating to the bot lane despite having 30 CS at 9 minutes. Because of this move, we delay the Antimage farm while allowing Medusa to get more of it during this time. Even if your team isn't as coordinated as this example, you can apply the same logic. Fight versus enemies while Medusa farms, and this will be good enough. My understanding of the matchup between the heroes will also dictate my items, even if I would rather get something else. My goal is to rush Solar Crest, as this is an item that allows Medusa to do what we need to do, hit enemies and buildings faster. I won't be going for anything else before that, it needs to be ready as soon as Medusa is ready. Going for items like Kaya or Athos would only help Antimage, as he doesn't mind me having more intelligence. As I said, the only hero we need to address in this game is Antimage. For the others, we have quite good lineup, so the spells will be fine, and the items are there to address AM. This play is also very interesting. We already know that AM wants to be where Medusa is. Invoker gets XP Shrine and TPs for his own. Medusa shows bot, and as soon as Axe sees her, we can already know what's gonna happen. Invoker pings Medusa, and Magnus instantly TPs. The question is, why I don't TP as a Skywrath? Well, my understanding of this is, what will happen there, that there will be a fight. If I am TPing by any chance before Magnus, that means his TP will be delayed, and without him, there's no way we win the fight. I also need to secure Solar Crest for my Medusa, and by the time I could be there, the fight is over. That way, we won the fight while only showing the heroes that need to be there in order to win it. Efficiency, that's the key word. So when my Magnus get caught and Pugna seems to be dying, I won't spend too much time on the bot lane. I will TP top and push the wave to farm the Solar while having smokes to connect as soon as my Magnus has RP. And after I push 2 waves, I don't stay top like an idiot to get more farm. I connect to my team to push mid, as we are ready to take towers. We have RP, and that allows us to play offensively, and this is exactly what is going to happen. We get tower, some kills, and only after they use glyph, we will scatter around the map. After you win fights, you should be getting objectives, but this is especially important when playing time-based matchups. Now, I want to talk a bit about my skill build. Again, this comes down to matchup understanding. I maxed out my E, as it deals really well with Bane and Antimage, completely nullifying them in fights. While my team isn't exactly rich in damage at this point, my ultimate will have to be enough, so I don't plan on spamming bolts that much. This allows us to punish Antimage every time he missteps, at least until he has Manta. And when my unbuttered Medusa gets Butterfly and even Crystallis for a good measure, we aim to not waste any time. Quick rush, good positioning, win the fight and go end the game. We have everything we need: damage, evasion, but also alacrity, empower and solar crest. My Medusa is a monster and killing her is near impossible. This is the game ending state. Relatively to enemies, we won't be getting stronger ever and we should use that timing to get as much as we can. We pretty much get the first barrack instantly and after that we get a kill. At this point this game should be over and there were few mistakes done by some players, as I don't think we should ever leave that base. However, in the end, everyone makes mistakes and that way it's even better. As you can see, even at 10k MMR, the coordination isn't always perfect and mistakes happen. What matters is a clear understanding what needs to happen in order to win the game. And that's why before Aegis expires, we group up again to hit bottom Raxes. With current amount of damage, this Medusa shreds them, and all we need to do as a team is stand behind and counter initiate and not go high ground to deal some damage. Notice the stance of us, especially Magnus. He's only interested in getting the jump in. And after we kill Antimage for the last time, we get the barracks and mega creeps. At 32 minutes, this game is over and Medusa has huge net worth lead over enemy Antimage. So basically, the full difference that there is between teams. What it took was a lot of focus on early game, good itemization and using our power spikes. While this level of coordination and game understanding is obviously very high, remember that even in lower brackets having this mindset will help you a lot. Even if other players are less aware of what needs to happen in order to win hard matchups, sometimes all it takes is just one player that will highlight that for his team. Not to mention, enemies are also less likely to understand that, and because of that, they will play less than optimal. If you would like to get full coaching to help you play better and understand Dota more, there's a link in the description to our Discord. There's also free coaching giveaway available that will happen after we hit 15,000 subs, so join the Discord to have a chance of getting there. That's it for today. I hope I helped you understanding a Dota concept that will help you in the upcoming games. Thanks for watching, like the video and let me know in the comments what Dota concept you'd like to see as well on the channel. See you!